What's up, good people? It's your girl Juno here for a tutorial for Eddie. This is Just the Man for You, a classic mint condition song. It's really, really cool, awesome. It's a really cool R&B tune. So even if you never heard the song or you like mint condition, my mom and daddy used to listen to them. This is a really challenging song because there's a lot of changes and bar chords and stuff. But I think that's cool. So if you're working on that stuff, this would be a great song. I'm gonna dive in, play along to it, then break it down. Goes back and forth between this. Here we go. Back to the top. This part is kind of weird. It's cool, but it's weird. It kind of goes back and forth. As you can see, that song is like all over the place, to be honest. There's a lot of different changes and stuff, but it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to dive in. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with the intro, and I call that the Stevie Wonder chord, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm playing basically a A flat major triad over B flat, okay? And then I'm grabbing that high E string. So let me just tell you the notes. I'm on the the 4th fret of the B and the high E string. I got my middle finger on the 5th fret of the G string, my ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, and then my thumb reaching over grabbing the 6th fret of the low E string. Okay? I'm muting the A string, not hitting that. And then going just back. Okay, and technically, I can't even grab it. That's a far reach. That's playing over that. There's a bass player probably playing that. Another kind of way you can do is like that. If you want to also play that B, the bass note, and I'm just barring the 1st fret and got my pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E string. It's good to have options of different ways to play things, but again, or just go down a half step. Okay, so that's kind of the intro. the way I'm playing it over here with my right hand is I'm pulling. Okay, I'm pulling with my fingers, pulling all the strings and kind of creating that rhythm. And then strumming with my thumb. And whenever I learn songs like this, instead of getting so caught up in exactly like, you know, I just kind of try and get the vibe of it. Just try and get the general vibe of it, listen to it over and over, and kind of memorize the way it feels. I think that's the best way to approach that. So that's that. The intro does that like a couple times back and forth. Then we're gonna start getting into kind of the progression, and we got E flat major 7, D minor 7 flat 5. I'm gonna explain these in a second. G 7 flat 13, and then C minor 7. Then F13. Okay. Then we're gonna walk up F minor 7, G minor 7, A flat minor 7, C sharp major, and then back to the loop starts over. So that's the whole loop in sequence. Let me break that down. The first chord, you got E flat major 7. You're barring the 6th fret of the A string all the way down. Then you got your middle finger on the 7th fret of the G string, my ring finger on the 8th fret of the D string, and pinky on the 8th fret of the B string. Okay, so that's the first chord. Okay, again over here, I'm just kind of grabbing. Started with my thumb on the A string, my first finger on the D string, my middle finger on the G, and my ring finger on the B string. Grab all the strings. Okay, so that's the way I'm playing it over there. Then I have, let me scoop this up just a little bit. Alright, there we go. Okay, so that's what I'm doing there. Okay. D minor 7 flat 5. This is basically just a 2-5-1. Okay, if you study jazz, you'll read more about 2-5-1s than you ever want to. But basically, you got D minor 7 flat 5. I got my first finger on the 5th fret of the A string, my middle finger on the 5th fret of the G string, my ring finger on the 6th fret of the D string, and my pinky is on the 6th fret of the B string. Okay, and I'm playing it like that. Bam. It's a half diminished chord, and it goes beautifully to that 5 chord, which is the G7. I want to say flat 13. I think that's what that's called. Basically, it's a dominant chord. I got my first finger on the 3rd fret of the low E string, middle finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, ring is on the 4th of the G, and pinky is on the 4th of the B string. So, bam. Then down to C minor 7, barring the 3rd fret of the A string down, middle finger on the 4th fret of the B, and my ring finger is on the 5th fret of the D string. Bam. Okay, so I'm gonna put that together. You got E flat major 7, D minor 7 flat 5, G7 flat 13, C minor 7. Then I'm gonna go just a chromatic walk down from the 3rd fret, 2nd fret down to the 1st fret. F13. This is a hard chord to grab, especially it's like all the way at the top of the guitar neck. So just eat your Wheaties, eat your carrots and stuff, and work on it. Oh, really, that's the best advice I'll give you. It hurts for me too. Ah! Alright, so first finger, again, is similar to the G one, but we're stretching out a little bit further. So the first finger is on the 1st fret of the low E string, and the 1st fret and your middle finger's on the 1st fret of the D string. Then you got, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G, and your pinky is barring the B and the E strings, the 3rd fret of the B and the E strings. You got. Okay, bam. Woo! Work on that one. All right, then we got F minor 7, G minor 7, A flat minor 7. All the same shapes, just 3 different spots. So the way I play this is I borrow the first fret of the D, G, and B strings. Reach up with my middle finger and grab that low, the first fret of the low E string. Okay? And I'm pulling the low E string, the D, the G, and the B string. I'm skipping the A and the high E string. Don't play those. Bam. And then do that same thing at the 3rd fret, which is G minor 7. And the same thing at the 4th fret, which is A flat minor 7. Then, bam, we're gonna, straight from there, just lift your first finger up so you're up to the A string. You're borrowing the 4th fret, starting with the A string, and then putting your ring finger down and borrowing the 6th fret of the D, G, and B strings. And that is C sharp major. Okay, and then the whole thing starts over. So I know that's a lot of information, but rewind this over and over. These are those types of things that stretch you and expose you to just new things that maybe you would not have tried. So again, I'm going to go over, you got E flat major 7. Okay, so let me play with it. Here we go. Here we go. F minor, G minor, A flat minor, C sharp major, E flat major 7, D minor 7 flat 5, G 7 13, C minor 7, F 13, F minor 7, G minor 7, A flat minor 7, C sharp major, and then perfect. Right after that, it goes right back to the intro again. Okay, just like we did the intro. So no, that's a lot of information, but trust me, it'll be worth spending the time to kind of commit that to memory, because you can find these types of progressions all over R&B, soul, jazz, all kinds of different genres. So that's that. After you go back to the intro, you repeat that whole sequence again with the 2nd verse. But I want to go to the end, which is really cool. Okay. Let me double check because I forgot it. Okay, cool. So yeah, so the end, E flat major 7. Going up to E major 7. With my thumb, I'm just going. Okay. Okay, when I'm doing that thing, I'm going between E flat major 7 and D major 7. It's just 3 major 7 chords, and they're right there. So I talk about this all the time. Know your major 7 and minor 7 chord shapes, because most songs that you learn, R&B soul songs, definitely include those. So even though this song is challenging, I hope you push yourself and learn it, because it's really cool. I know it's old school. I know you like, my uncle and them used to listen to this music. Yeah. But still, all the great music that came before us has a lot of information that we could really learn and study from. So till next time.